Hope everybody's doing well. This is Josiah Igano, joined with my friend Derek Devine of All Things Performance. D, how you doing, man?
I'm in the game.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
In the game.
So, what you been up to lately, man? What's life giving you these days?
Been trying to hit the gym
Yeah.
a lot. Man, life just I know that we've been hitting quite a bit talking about confidence.
Yeah.
And obviously that's always been a big topic for us with kind of the athletic background, but kind of the post-athletic career, you start to realize, man, how easily confidence can be lost, how easily it can waver. And sometimes it always feels like it's just something that's it's like water. Mm-hmm. It's like you just can't hold it, And so I know we were talking about, well, how do you get it?
Yeah.
How do you even find it? Like, you know what I mean? Like this is a precious resource. Where do I even get it at?
Right.
I know we've talked about that. And so you were telling me about this acronym you had.
Yes, sir.
By the name of B.E.A.S.T.
B.E.A.S.T, baby.
So I figured let's jump in. If you got anything other than that, I figured we just dive into B and let us know what's good.
Let's go, man.
Because it was very helpful what you were sharing.
Yeah. So when you start looking at confidence, right? Many people, it's confidence is a fleeting trait. It's fleeting, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever had that situation where you come into the locker room, you come into the clubhouse, you come into work, you come home, right? And somebody says something to you, a teammate says something to you. You've been having a really tough day.
Yeah.
A really tough week.
Yeah.
And somebody says something to you and says, you know what, man, I've been watching, man, and it's going to be okay. You're going to be all right. You're going to pull through this. I got you. You've been a pillar for a lot of people. Hey, you're going to get through this. You're going to be all right.
Yeah.
And it just like boosts you up, right? And it gets you going for the rest of your day. It gets you going for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And conversely, we've been in situations whereby things are going great.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you come into the gym, you come into the locker room, you come into the clubhouse, you come into your office at home, and then somebody says something that totally just jacks you up.
Throws it all
like, yo, why did you say that? Why would you even go there?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're on cloud nine and somebody just...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden you feeling like, you know what, for the next 24 hours, week, month, whatever the case may be. And this is confidence, man. Confidence is crazy. When you look at confidence is the level of certainty that you have in something or someone. It's the level of certainty that I have in something or someone, or in this case, in myself.
That's good.
So that's when you start talking about confidence, that's what it is. Now the B stands for body language. I'm going to share with you all a very practical, in-game, real-life situation that you can apply to build your confidence. It's rooted in literature. There's a lot of smart people that lived well before us, you know what I'm saying, came on the scene well before us that have shared these things. And the first one is body language. Your body language influences your confidence level. And not only that, man, it influences those around you.
Yeah.
Your teammates' level of confidence, your coach's level of confidence that they have in you is dictated in large part by how you walk around. What your shoulders look like. What does your head look like? Do you have kyphotic posture? Are you looking on the ground? Are you not saying anything? Are you just, in the corner? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Body language is huge.
Well, man, like what my dad used to say all the time in athletics is don't go in the tank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't shut down.
Yeah.
Get your head up. Mm-hmm. And it's like oftentimes I think body language is something we don't even pay attention to.
Yeah.
Until somebody brings it to your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at you right now.
Yeah.
Pull out of it, man. Get it together. What are we doing here? It's like...
Exactly.
And so would you have any advice just to kind of hit more on that of how I can be more aware of it?
Yeah. So one of the things that I love doing, with athletes is, hey, the first thing is your head. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So your head, is kind of like the driver of the machine. So in your eyes, really. So you want to make sure that your head is I call it on a horizon. Okay. The horizon's up here. You know what I'm saying? So my head is on a horizon. If my head is on the horizon, that's where my eyes are. My eyes are at night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right here on the plane. They're level.
Ready to go.
I can see the field. You know what I'm saying? See what you hit. You know what I'm saying? I can't see the field if my eyes are here. I don't know about impending danger if my eyes are here, but if I'm level, guess what happens? Now my shoulders follow suit, my chest follows suit. You know what I'm saying? My arm, my posture follows suit. So see the horizon. Make sure that you relax your shoulders. Make sure your hands aren't fidgety. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your feet are pointing straight ahead. They're planted, in the ground firmly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dr. Amy Cuddy has some tremendous work on body language.
Yeah.
I mean, her work is phenomenal. I've been following her for several years. Dr. Allen and Barbara Pease have work on body language as well. Mm-hmm. And there are certain little things that you can do that are going to improve the way that you communicate, because some scientists will say that we spend about 70 to 90% of our communication and we do it non-verbally through our body language.
Yeah, like I don't think anybody would ever guess that percentage.
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'll do at certain times, like, hey, all you gotta do is kill the volume to TV and just watch the sidelines, watch the benches, watch the dugouts. You'll know which team is winning.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? At a press conference, watch press conferences with no volume.
Yeah.
You'll know.
Dudes be looking depressed on there.
Yep. Yeah. And it's all body language. And it starts with this. Starts with these right here, my eyes, my head, my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? And some athletes are just, they
paying
have
attention. That's good.
Yeah, have strong presence. So the B is body language.
Probably helps some guys in the dating game.
Oh my gosh. This is not that podcast.
No, I know it's not.
because I got some other advice, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need Jesus, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's just start there.
Okay, so after the B.
Yeah, we got E, man.
Get into E, man. What do we got?
E is your environment.
Yes.
Right? When it comes to confidence, when it comes to the level of certainty that you have in yourself, what does your environment look like? Are you influencing the environment, or are you letting the environment influence you?
Yeah.
Right? So, I ask people all the time, are you a thermostat or are you a thermometer? Are you a thermostat or are you a thermometer? What's the difference? I'm going to ask you right now.
Well, one, it sets the tempo, and the other one's trying to get to it. The temperature, you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So if I want this house to be 70 degrees, if I want the studio to be 70 degrees, and I set the thermostat at 70 degrees, no matter how many people are in here, it's going to work like heck to make sure that it doesn't get past 70.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas, if I take a thermometer and I stick it in up a turkey, it's going to tell me, okay, this thing is, 180 degrees. You know what I'm saying? Or it's not ready to eat yet. It's well done. It's medium rare. It's not cooked, right?
Yeah.
A thermometer just mirrors. And we've all been around athletes. We've all been around teammates, classmates who are just doing what everybody else does. Yeah, and I've been that guy.
Yeah.
Just doing what everybody else does.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the environment, you can influence the environment. If my teammates, if my coworkers are talking about nonsense, if they're gossiping, that doesn't mean I have to join the conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
I can change the subject.
Yeah.
How do you change your environment? You can smile. Hey man, how's everybody doing today?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, alarm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how's everybody doing today?
Yeah.
One of the things that I do, like, in my culture, my family's culture, man, like, you don't ever go into somebody's house without saying hello, good morning, and making sure you greet every single person in there.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you leave, you do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Right. I have a lot of good brothers and sisters, in Mexico. It's the same thing. You go into a house, hey, you say hello to everybody. And then when you leave, you say goodbye to every single person.
Yeah,
but you know what you're doing? What you're doing is you're actually breaking the ice. You're changing your environment. You're making the environment more welcoming, more warm. You can smile.
Yeah.
Right? You can change the atmosphere of the environment with your words.
See, that's powerful. That I think sometimes we lose sight of is you have control of your environment.
No doubt.
That's and I think sometimes everybody, because I know I've fallen into this for sure, is you feel like you're just, you're in the ocean and I can't control it. The waves are going. It just is what it is. When it's like, no, what you're saying is so key. It's so true. Is no, I have control of my environment. And what I let in and what I put out and how I receive good news, how I receive bad news, how I behave in it, how I respond in it. That's good.
If everybody's talking about, what they did last night on the sideline.
Yeah.
And we're trying to win the game. I'm trying to help my team win.
Yeah.
I can change my environment by just changing the subject.
Exactly.
People don't understand the power of changing the subject.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys? Hey! You know what I'm saying? Change the subject.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, man, don't be afraid to change the subject. Change the environment. So that's the E, man. And so before we get going, I would like to say this. So when you look at this acronym of BEAST, right? A lot of times when you go to a zoo or you go to any type of park, you see these signs.
Yeah.
Do not feed the animals.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why do you think that they have those there?
Because they're on a specific diet.
They're on a specific diet. Yeah. What's another reason?
That's what I would think.
What's another reason why you don't want to feed bears? Well, what's another reason why you wouldn't want to feed a bear in a park?
Because they're going to come looking for it.
Well, not only that, but they gonna leave you alone. But Johnny, when Johnny comes and Johnny doesn't know that there's bears, and Johnny has, you know what I'm saying, a salami sandwich, and that bear's been, you know what I mean? That bear's been eating good because you've been messing it up, everybody. Yeah. Johnny's about to get eaten. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Johnny's about to get eaten. But I give that analogy like feed the beast. All right, this acronym is about feeding the beast. You are that beast.
Yeah.
So feed your confidence, the level of certainty that you have in yourself, right? In executing tasks and functions. So the B is body language. The E is environment. The A is affirmations.
Okay, which are huge.
What you say to yourself and what you believe about yourself is going to directly affect your confidence. As a man thinketh, as a woman thinketh, so is she, so is he.
Okay, so you're telling me that my words have power.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Let's dive into that.
So when you start looking at the limbic system and you start looking at these systems that are, in place that help us to control our mood, make decisions, reactions, right? The reason why affirmations and what you say are so powerful, Derek, is because your words are the intermediary between your thoughts and your actions.
Yeah.
So whatever you think, you're eventually going to say it.
Yeah.
Like, man, this dude is trash, man. He can't guard me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you thought about it before you said it.
Oh, guaranteed.
Right?
Yeah.
So, man, this dude's trash. He can't guard me. Like, I'm thinking about that in my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes to the line, you know what I'm saying? And he does a little move, boop, 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 and you're like, yeah, just like I said, man, you trash, bro. You can't guard me. You know what I'm saying? And then I start acting like that. I start acting as in alignment with what I'm saying.
Yes.
Or, you might, watch a speaker, or you might watch, a skilled artisan on Food Network, whatever it is, fill in the blank. And you might say to yourself, man, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Right? And then you say it out loud. You're like, man, she's really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then every time you see that person's face, or if you even get a chance to meet that person in real life, like your body language and everything about, that person is geared toward this thought that you had and these words that you said. Your words are so powerful, man.
Yeah.
If you go around and you say, man, I suck. Man, times are tough. Man, I can't figure this out. Your body is going to mirror it.
Yeah.
3.
Well, I think you can see that. A lot in your kids.
No doubt.
Speaking life into them. Edifying them. Compared to, criticizing, it's like you can see such a different, and then you start talking about body language,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And attitude and just all this stuff that's huge, man.
Think, say, do. Whatever you think, you're eventually going to say it. Whatever you say, you're eventually going to do it.
Yeah, that's good.
So you look at somebody like, we were talking about it earlier, you look at somebody like Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis, man, he's one of the master motivators of this generation of sport.
Yeah, guaranteed.
And he has how many Super Bowl rings to prove it?
Yeah, to a show.
You look at
Not to mention everything else.
Exactly.
From an athletic standpoint, yeah, for sure.
You look at somebody like Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, man, it's crazy because he talked so much, but he backed it up.
Yeah.
And his body willed himself into, he had talent. Let's not get it twisted.
No, but you could tell he spoke a lot into existence.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So whatever you think, you're going to say it. And whatever you say, your body's going to do it. And so when you start talking about affirmations, they're so powerful. So, some simple affirmations can be, I've been prepared for this. My time is now. I believe in myself. Yeah. I know I can do this. I can throw a strike when I get extension. I can sink a free throw, You know what I'm saying? When I have follow through,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatever the case may be for
Yeah.
you, right,
Yeah.
in your respective domain, when you start saying to yourself those affirmations out loud, it has tremendous impact on confidence.
Definitely. Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly with that. I think we've both seen that both in watching and seeing athletics, and just within our own lives individually for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so then that brings us to S.
S, man. S is sights.
Okay.
Sights has everything to do with this mental skill of visualization. So none of us would ever buy a pair of binoculars, right? And go and start looking at the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
man, look at those ants right there, man.
Yeah.
Those ants are really busy today. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one does that.
Yeah.
Like, no one. Why do you buy binoculars, man?
To see what you can't see. You know, to see what you physically cannot see yourself.
Far off, right?
Far off, yeah, to give you a view that you would normally not have.
So but what you're seeing is not a movie. You're not seeing a movie being played in those binoculars, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing what is actually happening in real time, but you're seeing something that's far off, that's not yet in your present space.
Yeah.
Right? So visualization, when you visualize, what you're doing is you're taking the time and you're remembering things that you did very well, or you're remembering things that could be, how things could be, right? Visualizing, Michael Phelps uses visualization all the time too. It's noted that he will visualize laps in the pool. You know what I'm saying? He'll spend a lot of time visualizing. A lot of great athletes spend time understanding, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow during the game. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This person throws a sinker, slider, changeup. All right, this defense, they usually show a 3-4. When I see the too high safety, this is what we need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard stories of, like, I heard a story one time. They said, Drew Brees oftentimes wouldn't even have a football, and he would just go out with his game plan and go through everything.
Yeah.
The steps, his progression, his read, his check downs, all those things, you know what I mean? And it's like, and I know he shared, obviously you've seen his career, the success he's had, he shared that the visualization of all that stuff was very beneficial.
Yeah.
To his his field of play.
No doubt. And even when you start getting into some of the science behind this, visualization coupled with the physical act of practicing actually improves performance. So many people don't know this, but the cortical regions in your brain that light up, right, that are activated when you're doing a physical task, like shooting a free throw or swinging a bat, those same regions are lit up when you visualize.
I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration.
So you're talking about mental reps, man.
I'm getting reps.
Yeah, you're getting reps without having to do a thing. But think about, like, what I'm going to do tomorrow during the game, what I'm going to do, during this competition.
Yeah.
I mean, visualization is huge. We saw it this year with Russell Wilson, man. Russell Wilson had the busted, I think it was a busted finger. Was it the pinky or the throwing or the pointed finger?
Yeah, I think it was his pinky.
And he was going out there, you know what I'm saying, taking snaps, with and without the ball, visualizing reads. I mean, he was doing the same thing, man.
Yeah.
And he, guess what happened? He streamlined and expedited his recovery. Yeah. He was back way sooner than they were saying. Visualization is powerful, man.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Hey, even the Bible talks about this, man. As a man thinks, so is he. You think you're a champion? You think you're a champion? You act like a champion? You speak like a champion? You walk like a champion? Bro, at the end of the day, like, people going to start calling you champ. You know what I'm saying? You won't even know why. So, yeah, man, let's go, man. So that's the S. S stands for sights, like setting your sights on things as they could be, which is, visualizing.
Yeah, that's good, man. Okay, well, take us through. Where are we at with T?
Come on, man. Did you fail?
Well,
did you fail spelling or something, man?
No.
What's B.E.A. So we got T. We got T. We got T. Beast. Feed the beast.
Yeah.
So the T stands for triumphs.
Okay.
It stands for triumphs. So Albert Bandura, one of the greats in the world of psychology, said that one of the biggest areas to draw confidence, remember, we're talking about confidence, right? For sure. The level of certainty that you have in something or someone, in this case yourself, self-efficacy. He said that one of the biggest areas that you can draw confidence from is from past accomplishments. What have you done well in the past? Mm-hmm. That's one of the biggest areas where you can draw confidence from.
Would you say, because like what brings that to mind brings to mind for me is like, you'll have certain players on certain teams play, like they'll show stats like this person, every single time they play these people, he balls out. Mm-hmm. Is that just, would you say that has something to do with that?
Absolutely.
Like, and then to the point where that person just believes no matter what, I'm going to have a good game today?
Absolutely. There are certain teams that just have your number. Yeah. Right? And they know that, we playing those dudes again?
It's over.
Man, look. Yeah. This is what we're going to do. They got this dude out there. I saw a thing with Ocho Cinco. It was a highlight that they had of Chad Ocho Cinco. And he was pointing at this dude, man, to play for the Colts. He was like, man, he said, man, you too pretty to cover me, man. He said, I already know I'm going to work you, man. You're too pretty to be out here.
Bet he had a good game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the thing about triumphs is, or the T stands for triumphs, which is another word for, a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
And, when you go back, there's a reason why every single year, organizations, sports organizations, Fortune 500 companies, family reunions, all these large bodies of people, they'll show highlight tapes. They'll show before the season starts, they'll show this huge highlight tape of what we're going to do or what we did during training camp. Why? To build confidence.
Yeah.
When you go back and you review, you recap, and you rehash what you have done well, it builds confidence.
Yeah. That's good, man.
And so, it's not to belittle going through your phone and looking at old pictures, but you ever notice that when you go and look at old yearbooks or you look at old pictures, you go down this rabbit hole?
Yeah.
That starts with, oh man, look at this, and oh man, hey, look at this cat right here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you'll spend lots of time there. Why do you think that is?
Man, because it's memories. It's good. Mm-hmm. It's good times. It's all these things that you just keep remembering. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was. Oh, it's like, man, you see that on a lot of those social media environments where it's like 5 years ago today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so
Facebook does a tremendous job of doing that.
Yeah.
And when you look at nostalgia, there's some research out there that shows that nostalgia actually, it elevates your body's temperature. It makes you feel warm. Like literally makes you feel more warm. So you hear people say, oh, she's getting the warm and fuzzies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like literally that's what's happening, man, when you start remembering these good times, these good things. And I'm not advocating that you go back and live in the past. No one's advocating that. Yeah, but remember what you did well.
Yeah.
I look at it's crazy, but if you ever read the Bible, there's the children of Israel, when you read the Bible, they always had like these altars, and they would always have these monuments that they were named after things that God did in their life.
Yeah.
Right. And so they would always go back and commemorate those accomplishments, those triumphs. Yeah. And anytime that day would fall on the calendar, or anytime they would pass by that monument, guess what? They had a story to
highlight
tell.
Tape.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
Yeah.
This is what God did for us here. This is what happened here. This is when we crossed the Red Sea over here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is where we were saved from dire straits here.
But people would, but you would see that so much in life as like being raised in something where. That's where it's almost like it was spoken of from a heritage standpoint, where it would tell you who you are. Hey, son, this is where you come from.
Right.
You need to know this.
Yeah.
So it's like, let me play the highlight tape of your heritage so that you know who you are, so you know how to carry yourself. So,
Absolutely. What I mean? So does that build, do you think that builds confidence?
100%.
It builds confidence.
But you know what I mean? Like I start thinking of like the movie Braveheart.
Yeah.
And you start seeing that of like them just knowing who they are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then all of a sudden it's like you got this character, William Wallace.
Yeah.
And it's like they make this dude into this just God, right? It's like, oh, that's William Wallace? It's about to be over.
Yeah.
And again, it's like there's an
there's that story.
Confidence. Yeah.
That story,
Yeah,
and
good.
you bring up a good point. It's just like you start being raised in that. Take that example that you just gave, and apply it to any sports organization. You think that Alabama football doesn't have a culture that puts new players in place when they show up?
Oh, all day long.
Do you think that Bill Belichick, and you know what, man, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so it hurts me to say this, but you think that he doesn't have?
Yeah, you get
they don't have.
Yeah, you get in where they tell you to get in.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And even the Steelers Steeler way.
Oh yeah.
There's a Steeler way.
Yeah,
you know what
100%.
I'm saying? And so I tell you what, man, when you start looking at triumphs, it's one of those things that when you go back and you sit and you remember for a period of time the things that you have done well, it's going to build your confidence. So in recap, the B is body language. Get your body language right.
Mm-hmm.
Get it right, because that dictates how people see you and how you see yourself.
Not just on the athletic field.
Right, in life.
Anywhere you go in life.
It doesn't matter if you're a nurse
Job
practitioner.
interview, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Job interview. It doesn't matter if you're a nurse practitioner. It doesn't matter if you're a teacher. It doesn't matter if you are making sandwiches
At Chick-fil-A.
At Chick-fil-A. I was going to say Subway, but Chick-fil-A is better. You know what I mean? So
McMinis.
You know what I'm saying? Giannis, shout out to Giannis. I'll have 50 McMinis. Why do you do that, man? I have 50 McMinis.
What do you order to drink?
I don't know, man. I don't even remember, man. It didn't even matter.
Sprite.
Yeah, he lost me after the 50 McMinis, bro. He was clowning.
But yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's not just for the athletic.
This is for every walk of life. This is, man, if a child can understand this, a child will go to new heights. You know what I'm saying? As far as like how they view themselves.
Yeah.
You know, when we pout, when our kids pout, it's like, look, do you know that what you're doing is actually having a biochemical, you know what I'm saying? Like, impact.
Their initial response, I'm not pouting.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Look at you right now.
Yeah, I'm not mad. Okay.
So run them through though.
Yeah, so B's body language.
Yeah.
Right? You take care of that body language, man.
Yeah.
Don't
go in the tank. Man.
Don't go in the tank. Get your head out of the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Put your head at eye level.
Yeah.
See the horizon. Yeah. See the horizon, man. And just doing that right there, seeing the horizon, just puts everything in place. The E, environment. Change your environment. Don't be a thermostat.
Control of it.
Yeah, you have control of it. Don't be a thermostat. Yeah. If everybody's running 50% on the sprints today because everybody was messing around last night, you don't got to run 50%.
Yeah.
You don't got to show anybody up. But you know what I'm saying? Like let's.
Yeah, because we've all had the teammate that's like, "Hey man, y'all need to cool that down. I ain't trying to do all that today."
Oh man, why you running so fast, man? Why you running so fast,
man? I done had that one.
Yeah, so
I don't know who y'all trying to show up today, man. But we ain't here for that.
Oh my goodness, man. So you have you have the E, which is your environment.
Yeah.
Then you have and the environment. There's many different ways you can change your environment, right? Your body language, smiling. You don't have to be mean mugging people. You know what I'm saying? Man. You can change the subject. Just understanding spatial awareness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't be all up in somebody's bubble if they ain't trying to have you in their bubble. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So especially
there's a body language too that shows that is inviting.
Yeah.
And then there's body language that you can put off that it's like, I don't think that guy's really cares to talk right now.
Yeah.
Definitely. Man,
one of the
presenting yourself.
One of the things that I would always do, man, I would go to the clubhouse, or whatever teams that I was working with, whether they were in college or on the pro ranks, I would always give knuckles to everybody.
Yeah.
I would try and do that to every single person.
Yeah.
And you know what I was doing? I was checking the temperature.
That's good, man.
I was checking the temperature.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I don't think old Billy Bob wants to have conversations today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let him be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him be. I'm gonna respect his space, and I'm gonna holler at him tomorrow.
You know what? We might need to have a podcast too on the ability and how to check temperature. Because, man, I'm telling you, brother, there are a ton of people out there that cannot read an environment.
We call that no feel. We call that no feel.
I know I have been at a spot where it's like, I know I put off to you. I didn't feel like talking right now.
Yeah.
And then you get that, hey, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, pal. Nah,
How
man.
you doing?
Back up, man. Back up.
We might need to go through that.
No, I like that one. I like that. So you gotta check the temperature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, the A is affirmations. Man, what you say is so powerful. It's so powerful. What you say to yourself is so powerful. In my opinion, apart from God, your voice is the most powerful voice in this world. And if you are telling yourself lies, if you are telling yourself, if you're lying to yourself, if you're being negative to yourself, if you're being harsh on yourself, it's going to affect your final output of performance, whatever that is for you. But if you are uplifting, if you are speaking truth, if you are encouraging yourself, I love how in the Bible it says that David encouraged himself in the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, man.
It's just like, man, sometimes we're going to be by ourselves. We're going to be solo dolo, like literally for real. And that's okay. Use your voice to encourage yourself.
I would say that's the least focused on or the least used out of what we're talking about right now. Because even from an athletic standpoint, anywhere, it's just, even if you're just in a regular work-based environment, body language is talked about. Be presentable to the customer.
Yeah.
There's all of that stuff is at a place. You know what I mean? But self-talk is huge. And I don't know if people really necessarily understand how detrimental it is to yourself, and so, that's what I'm grabbing from this. Of realizing how powerful that is.
No, it's really. Do you understand that there are certain words that are linked to low performance, and there are certain words that are linked to high performance, and it's one of those things where it's just like when you start saying these words, it literally changes the atmosphere.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and so understanding, like, look at Chick-fil-A, man. Chick-fil-A, hey. Mess around and tell a Chick-fil-A attendant, thank you. My pleasure. Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure.
It's everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? How can you not like Chick-fil-A?
Oh, I'm telling you.
How can you not like it? To a point where they do their job so well that people will literally cuss them out on Sunday because they ain't open. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you go there, there's an experience, and whatever they, when you start looking at what they're saying, and how they're saying it, man, it's contagious.
They figured it out. Yeah, for sure.
It's contagious. So the A is affirmations. The S is sights. Another way of saying visualization. What are you visualizing?
That's good, man.
Are you spending time visualizing things as they could be? Right? Because if you spend time doing that, it's going to impact. Internally what's going on in your head and your heart, man.
Well, I wish I would have used that more or known, I guess, the research behind that. And it's nice because I can use a lot of that in the things that I'm starting to pursue now. But I was always under the impression that I got to get work in, and the only way to get work in is actual physical repetition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's one way
it's like
to
realize that I can do this without a football, without a basketball, or whatever. Even if you're a doctor visualizing a surgery and how you're going to go up. I mean, like, to get to the point where I can still get a decent rep and something beneficial and experience out of just spending time to visualize. Man, I wish I would have known that earlier.
Yeah, look at this just came in when we were talking. You look at coaches. Yeah. Look at teachers. Coaches can't play the game for the players. Teachers can't take the test for the students. But they have so much experience that they can see. Yeah. They can see in you. Yeah. In me, in our teammates, the potential. Yeah. And they're trying to get us to believe and to level up our belief in our confidence to what they see in us. Yeah. That's why parents and coaches, and teachers become so frustrated with talented people. Yeah. Because it's just like, yo, can you not see the potential that you have? Yeah. And all you have to do is do this. I can already see it. Yeah. Visualization is huge, and that's all they're doing is like these coaches and these teachers and these parents. They're visualizing. Yeah, you're like, man, I can see my kid doing that. I can see you guys doing this. I can see our team doing this because I know what you have. And a lot of times when you're in it, you can't see it. Yeah, what we're doing is we're taking those binoculars and those ants are they're back at it again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
looking down the road.
Come on, man. Yeah. Come on, man. And then T. Triumphs. Yeah. What have you done well? Yeah. What are you doing well?
Well, that's good too, because we've talked about reflection, and I don't think a lot of people are doing enough of that.
Yeah, you have to be able to. Yeah, in our prior podcast, you and I talked about reflection, and when it comes to confidence, the level of certainty that we have in something or someone, in this case ourselves, if we spend good time visualizing, and actually not even visualizing, just even thinking about what we've done well, it's going to help us, man.
Well, like a lot of the people I have and have had the opportunity to mentor, man, over the last couple of years, it's just what I've had to tell some of them sometimes, like, have you spent any time looking at what you've done good? Like how much further along you are?
Yeah.
Where you were 5 years ago? Like, do you remember you from 9-10 years ago? Have you looked at how far you've come now? Like all the things, and so I think that's a huge benefit for people just to sit back and look at the positive side of things, of what they've done.
Yeah, done what they've done well. And in closing, I mean, I know that you've had a journeyman's road, man, in sports and in life, and you've dealt with a lot of, professional athletes, just being teammates, and you've also dealt with a lot of people that are broken, people who are trying to get their life back together.
Yeah.
Are there any of these these letters in the acronym that stick out to you? That stuck out to you as a player? Did you use any of these things without using them, or are there any that you see as like, man, I see this as a prevailing problem or an area that we need to address as a society, as a nation, whatever?
What comes to my mind is is the body language, right? And how a lot of the other letters within this word, you can almost see where they're at with them based off of their body language. So it's almost, I'm starting to, what I feel like is that body language is such a tell for where they are visually, where they are with their self-talk, where they are with their belief, and so I think that this is something that no matter where you're at in life, it's a struggle. Maybe not in every area, but in certain areas, for sure, man. I think a lot of people struggle with this, and I think if people were able to take this and truly apply it and come up with a game plan on how to work on these things, I think your life would be benefited greatly.
Yeah.
And so whether you've been somebody from a completely drug addicted past, which is people I've worked years with, or you're a Pro Bowl athlete, which are people I've played with, it's like they all struggle with body language. All struggle with self-talk, self-belief, attitude, visualization. You know what I mean? It's all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people that either don't see any triumphs, or the triumphs aren't good enough. It's like it's always more. We've all seen the athlete or the person that's never satisfied. And so I think that T is huge, man. Is being able to sit back, stop. Look at what God's done in your life. Look at what you've accomplished through hard work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at where you were 5 years ago till now. I think that's key to a lot of things in life, man.
Yeah, a lot. That's well said, man. That's well said. And
I mean, in your journeys, real quick too. I mean, you've seen a lot of that. Being kind of on the coaches type side, the evaluation of players. I mean, where have you seen this, or what would you what sticks out to you?
Yeah, I think when I look at the acronym and you look at all the letters, even like B, I work with professional athletes, and these guys are performers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, a lot of the times, they're able to, perform.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
So I would probably toss the B out, for a lot of those guys. Not everybody. Environment is huge, man. Environment is huge, man. Like what are you putting in? What are you putting into your ears? What are you putting into your eyes? You know what I'm saying? What are your inputs?
Yeah.
Environment is huge. And then
you start realizing how much of somebody's input, especially early on, isn't even controlled.
Yeah.
And then how that early environment creates their present environment.
I would say to that, I would say that maybe the biggest one is the affirmations. Because, there's a Bible verse that says, out of the abundance of the mouth, I back up, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yeah.
So whatever somebody wants to talk about, or whatever they just like start talking about off the top, that's what's in their heart, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you take the time and you stop and you just listen,
Yeah.
you can tell. I can tell within seconds and minutes where somebody is based on what they're saying about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And their you know what I'm saying? Their dialogue within themselves and out loud is very telling to everything.
Yeah.
It's very telling to everything.
You start looking into this stuff, you start realizing how much, I guess, I don't pay attention to, because there's a lot of stuff people give you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that you would think, I need to really get to know them to know.
Right.
You know, and it's like, that's not, I don't think that's the case based off of kind of a lot of stuff you're talking about.
Yeah, I think if you listen, I was just on the phone the other day with a practitioner, and she said that I just let them talk. I let my players talk, and then usually the first thing that they say is the most important. And it's so true. It's out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So whatever is welling up and boiling up inside is what's going to come out. And once you start hearing their narrative about themselves and about, you know, the team and about the coaching and about their family, you'll get to know real quick where their confidence is.
Yeah.
And so I just want to encourage everybody listening that you can build up your confidence by some of the ways that we shared and others. And just be encouraged and know that you are necessary, that you are important, and that when you live in your purpose, that's when you are the most confident. So follow us on, you know, all the social media channels. Josiah Igano. You can follow Derek. Derek, where can we find you, man, real quick?
Twitter, Instagram, J. Derek Divine.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
And until next time, God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.